Alafia, welcome once again to the online Ifa classroom. My name is David Graham, and again I go by Awo Ifa Fore at the Ifa Foundation International. And today I want to talk about a topic that I've received several questions about over the last couple weeks. Typically when that happens, that's a sign that it's something that needs to be discussed. And it's a pretty simple discussion, but we're going to have it anyway. And that is, how do I know how to choose a Babalao? How do I know what Babalao to work with? How do I know what Babalao or Iyanifa or Ifa Priest is right for me? How do I know, that they have the right credentials, etc.? And then part two is what happens if and when that relationship goes sideways. So part one, how to choose the right Babalao. Again, this is something that I kind of feel is self-evident, but we'll go over it anyway. A great way to start, obviously, is with having a reading or having a consultation done. You should expect to pay the Ifa priest, whether it is a him or a her, and yes, women can do everything that men can do. You should expect to pay them for their time. The Ifa priest is presumably taking, at least an hour of their time to have a consultation with you, and their time has a value. So whether that's a cash value or a barter value or a trade of goods and services, they should be compensated in some way. When you do the reading with the Ifa priest, if their worldview is in alignment with yours, if they seem to be competent, seem to understand what it is that they're doing, that's a good sign. If they start talking about or motivating you through fear, saying that you've offended an Orisha, or you've upset the universe, or so-and-so is out to get you and amends need to be made, or more stuff needs to be done, and that stuff, of course, costs big bucks, then maybe a cautionary sign that you need to be wary. Part two of that, which again to me is self-evident, but maybe not to everyone. You do the reading, the consultation, A, because you probably need it, but B, to begin a working relationship with this Ifa priest. And just so you know, 9 out of 10 readings that I do, maybe 99 out of 100 readings that I do, when I read a person, especially for the first time, there are no big things that need to be done. Every reading will typically come with some sort of an ebo or a sacrifice or an offering, and then the discussion can be had whether the client feels confident doing that themselves or not, and if not, certainly the Babalao can do it, and typically it's little if no money. But you do the reading to open the door to a relationship with the Ifa priest. Once that happens, look at the Babalao or Iyanifa's life that you want to work with, that you would like to mentor from, that you would like to perhaps be an apprentice, or who you may consider doing an initiation or a ceremony for you. Look at their life. If they're financially stable, if they keep their word, if they're on time, if they seem to have loving, trusting relationships with others, loving, trusting relationship with their family. If they give you a price for services, and that is in fact the price, there is no upcharge, upsell, bait and switch, oh my God, something's coming to get you and I have to do this $1,000 ceremony. If those things don't exist, and again, they seem knowledgeable about the Odu, knowledgeable about Ifa, knowledgeable about the Orisha, then it's probably a good sign that it's someone that you want to work with. If you notice that any of these things aren't true, that they are not financially stable, that they do not have trusting, loving relationships, that they're always trying to upsell you, upcharge you, that they're telling you that you've done something wrong and something needs to be done about it, you've angered so-and-so, so-and-so's out to get you, you're having spells thrown at you all the time. Ladies, if the Babalao is a male and they say that you need to sleep with them in order to be protected or pay your debts or blah, 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 run away. You're under no obligation to work with them. Nothing's going to come after you or come get you if you don't. Save your money. Put it in the bank where it belongs. And the reason that we're having this discussion in the first place is because I'm being littered with these questions lately, which leads me to believe that this is a bigger problem than I think about on a daily basis. Again, for me, it's self-evident. It's a shame that we even have to have this discussion. But it seems to me that many, many people are having the wool pulled over their eyes with Babalaos who don't have the best intentions, don't act with good character, are not financially stable, emotionally stable, stable with their family, in good, loving relationships. So run away. Better to run away, keep your money, and keep looking for a decent spiritual mentor than to cause yourself excessive pain that could be avoided. Of course, I would tell you, if you're looking for someone to work with who has good character, who will do the right thing, who will nurture your development, you can start with the Ifa Foundation, www.ifafoundation.org. Reach out to someone or anyone there, and someone at the foundation will get back to you. You'll notice from my channel that there are no advertisements. I get no funding for this. I don't make a dime off YouTube. I do it because I think there's people who need to hear the information. Let's move on to Part B. And Part B, which is maybe even more disturbing, is the person who gets in a relationship with a Babalao or an Iyanifa, and they jump in, and they begin working with this priest, and then the entire relationship goes sideways. And I, again, see this sadly more often than not. Either readings are performed, ceremonies are done, ceremonies are started but not finished, initiations are performed, and no training is given, no knowledge is imparted. My favorite is you're not ready to know that, or you haven't advanced far enough to learn that secret. When you begin to get these type of answers to your questions, run. There are a few genuine taboo in Ifa, but even so, the answer should be that that's taboo, and here's why it's taboo. And if I gave you the answer, you wouldn't understand it anyway. But that doesn't mean the answer can't be given. So when you start to hear those things, run. Now, good question I got asked was, well, how do I get out of the relationship? The answer is really simple. You just tell that Ifa priest that you no longer wish to continue the relationship with them. It never has to be demeaning. It never has to be accusatory. What you'll find is that when you say, I don't want to continue this relationship, and you add the because, then it becomes tit for tat. You did this, no, you did this, I did this as a result of you doing that. All you have to do is say, I no longer want to continue working with you on this level. Thank you very much. Have a great day. Anything beyond that typically is just going to dig the hole deeper. And then go find an Ifa priest that will honor their word, treat you well, perform services for the amount discussed originally, not upsell you, not cross-sell you, not tell you something's out to get you, not tell you that you're not ready to learn, etc., etc. And be done with it. Nothing is going to come get you as a result. Nothing is going to harm you as a result of that decision. We tend to harm ourselves by going off half-cocked. In other words, a Babalao, we pay him a sum of money, the work either doesn't get done or doesn't get done all the way, and then you're told you need to pay more money, or, oh, by the way, in the middle of your ceremony, this came up, and blah, blah, blah. And then we as the client freak out and think, oh my God, not only do I not want to move forward with this person, but I have to go find someone else because it's not done and the ground's going to open up and swallow me. Simply not true. Better to, again, put the money back in your bank account, sit on the couch, take a deep breath, have a glass of water, and think what to do. In a lot of respects, I would say summon and pray to and use the energy of Obatala for calm, clarity, peace, coolness, patience, and nice, clean, analytical thought about what the next step in your development should be. Better to go forward with no Ifa priest, no Babalao, no Iyanifa, than to go forward with the wrong Ifa priest. So again, look for the tells. The tells are, I'm the high muckety muck of such and such, and my way is the only way, and I'm the best. Strike one. Oh, that amount of money is not enough. So-and-so is mad at you, and I have to do a ceremony to make them not mad at you. Give me more money. Strike two. For women, oh, so-and-so is mad at you and says you need to be under the veil of my protection, but you need to sleep with me for that to happen. Strike three. You're not ready to know that. You're not worthy of knowing the answer. It's a secret. Strike four. And on the list goes. And there should be a little voice inside you that when you're having the dialogue with the Ifa priest, if these things come up, the little voice should be saying, something doesn't feel right. Listen to the little voice. I can tell you that for the folks that work with me or who want my services, a reading is X dollars. A life path reading is Y dollars. This ceremony is Z dollars. And then we get together and we do it. They pay ahead of time. The ceremony's performed, and then depending on what it is, that relationship continues on whatever level that is. But there should be no bait and switch. You're paying for the time and the materials, and the work gets done. In the nature of initiations, you're paying for a lifelong relationship with that Ifa priest in a mentorship role, and the work gets done, and it continues day in and day out. But it really is simple, and it really is a shame that we live in a world and our faith has become such that we have to have this discussion. I'm not the Babalao police, and certainly there are a lot of Babalaos, Iyanifas, Santeros, Santeras out there in the world doing good work, living Iwa Pele, being a shining example of this philosophy. But unfortunately, it seems that there's a lot who also are not. So that's it. That's the end of the rant. I hope you found it helpful. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to email me directly at the channel. I will be happy to answer them. Until next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other.